I'm finally starting to recover from my week-long trip down Migraine Road, but unfortunately, what little brain power I have has to go to finishing a massive encounter for my cyberpunk game. They're sneaking into the NorCal military base to try and weaken the BBEGs by severing their connection with Militech. Very cool stuff. They stole a Militech ATV off the highway without ever slowing from highway speeds. But that's a tangent. We rolled survival tips with Tim, not Mark's GM chats. So, since I don't have the creative spoons to continue the story, Tim and I are going to go through my bag of holding. This isn't my bug out bag. It's not even part of that bag. My bag of holding stays in my everyday bag. It's equal parts daily use items and survival emergency items. As you can see, it is in a waterproof makeup bag. I can speak, I swear. It's just a lot harder when I don't have a script in front of me. Which, as you can see, I don't. All I've got in front of me is Tim. Alright, so it is very full, like very, very full. First things first, Kleenex. I find that you can never go wrong with Kleenex, both because, you know, it's a needed item every day, and also it actually makes a really good, like, in you desperately need it kindling, because it goes up like that, super quick. Alright, also, sitting beside my bag, I have stated this before, I'll state it again, the life straw sits, like, next to my bag, because it doesn't fit in this bag of holding, but I do always have a life straw with me, because that whole thing about having multiple sources of water, or together water, that's what that is for. I also always carry a single-walled steel water bottle with me. It is currently attached to my normal bag though, so I'm not going to go grab that. Then we have a flashlight. This is a very bright flashlight, actually, and has the added bonus of turning into in front of her if I can get it to work. There we go. A lantern. So, without all of the light, it's got a little lantern thing, so it makes it so that you can set it down and still be able to see what you're doing in case of an emergency. Then we have this little pill case. I have one like this in my bug out bag too, but it's absolutely full of needed medications, pain relief and that kind of thing. This one just has basically what I need in case I'm out and about and things go wrong. Like I said, I have a few chronic illnesses and you never know when they're going to hit. Alright, then lotion. Lotion's important. Always carry lotion with you. It has lots of uses, like not just for making sure your hands don't get... Alright, then cough drops. Again, just little things that you might need for comfort's sake. And like I said, this is my daily, and I have hair ties. They have multiple uses too, and this is a magnet. It's got a little magnet on the inside. I use it for various different... It's surprising how often it comes in handy, having a little magnet to check metal alloys and such. Then these are the cotton towelettes that you get wet and they expand, the little capsules. And I always keep a full little baggie of these just in case. Again, they make great fire starters, but also they are great for, you know, using as actual towels when you need them. Speaking of fire starters, coffee filters. Again, fire starters, but also water filtration. Having a couple of coffee filters can help you filter out bigger pieces of dirt and gross stuff in water before you do the boiling process if you end up in a bad situation. So, coffee filters. This does not actually have mints in it. This is a bunch of the little toothpick things. Good on the day-to-day, but also good in a pinch if you need something small to get in deep somewhere. Got ourselves a nice little thing of clippers. Again, many uses. It's more of a day-to-day thing, but one never knows when something like that can come into can be helpful. This is glasses cleaner. It's actually good for any glass surface, but this is one of the things that's in my day-to-day because I wear glasses, so gotta clean glasses sometimes. I also have glasses defoggers for the same reason, and glasses cleaning cloths. Again, because I wear glasses, and in a survival situation, you want to make sure that those glasses are actually usable, because if they're not, then you're not going to see what's coming and you're not going to be able to go through it. Then I have some plastic garbage bags, just the small ones. And every day they can be used too as garbage bags, but in a survival situation, these are water gatherers. And they're tiny, and I think I have like 5 of them in this tiny little pack. And then in here, we have some emergency rope. Well, this isn't actually rope. This is plastic. It's not really great rope-wise, but because of its bright color, it can be used to flag. And also, because it is plastic, it doesn't grind against itself really hard, so it can be used in a pinch to help create snares. And then I have clips, and these can be used in various ways, depending on what you might need them for. It's just one of those things where it's like, if you ever just felt like you needed a clip for something, well, keep clips with you. Alright, so we're gonna put all that back in this little bag. Yes, bags on bags on bags. I know. Alright. Next up, we have travel soap. I have used these many times, often when camping. They are really, really, really thin. Just put a little water on them and you've got soap. That keeps things sanitary. Sanitary is good. Huh, Tim? Tim agrees, sanitary is good. We've got some eye drops. Again, because seeing is important. And things can get real bad and real harsh out there. I have flint and steel, and it has a little button compass on it. And the button compass isn't the greatest, but it's something. I'm gonna be honest, if I was in a survival situation and I wasn't sure if the button compass was going to tell me which way was up and I didn't have my phone, I would probably use that little magnet to magnify a pin, put that on water, and find north that way, because I trust it more than the little button compass, but it's there. And this is my always carry multiple sources of creating fire. So this is your basic flint and steel striker set. It's okay. It's like not the best set out there, but I can get sparks off of it, and in a survival situation, that's what's gonna matter. Speaking of fire, matches. These are waterproof matches. I have taped them shut so they don't get everywhere. They have the strikers on both sides. And that is my other method of making sure that I have fire. Cotton. They're cotton swabs and cotton balls. We have some Q-tips, some cotton balls. The Q-tips have a more everyday, but again, these are great for needing fire. I have a lot of stuff in here that is secondary fire starters because fire. All right, I have a thermal blanket. An emergency thermal blanket just in case. Another one of my everyday items, wet wipes. These most often get used for me when I'm out and about and don't have access to a sink to actually really wash my hands, because I can't use the Purell sanitary stuff, I have dermatitis on my hands, and that's a great way to just have a terrible breakout. So I have wipes. Then I have paper towels, napkins. One never knows when you might need to wipe something up. This is an everyday item, but again, every everyday item has the plus of also having use in a survival instance if you know how to use it. Speaking of Purell wipes, I have those too. These aren't for me, these are for me to give to other people, but I do have some. They will burn because they're alcohol. You could light them up, and again, another way to keep a fire going if needed. More stuff for glasses, more stuff for glasses. All right, I have a pair of tweezers. Tweezy. These are more survival than everyday use because usually you're not going to need a set of tweezers when you're at the mall, but for getting splinters and other things out of wounds, this can be very effective, so it's good to have. This is not a pen. This is a screwdriver. It is reversible. It has a Phillips and a flathead on both sides of various different sizes so that you can get into whatever you need. And again, you never know when things like this are going to come in handy, so it's in my bag of holding. This is a menthol stick. I use it to breathe because I'm allergic to everything, but you know, it has uses. All right, then we have a little pocket knife. It's just a baby. Just a wee pocket knife. It slots into place. It's sharp enough. It has a little clippy on it. I use this I have this in case of emergencies, and also because, again, you never know when you might need a knife. Just in your everyday life, occasionally you're like, damn, I wish I had a knife. Well, I have a knife. I also have a tiny measuring tape. It is 3 foot. It does have a little chain, but I don't use it. It just goes in my bag of holding. And it is for many uses, but survival-wise, it can help you if you need an exact measurement of space when building an emergency shelter. I'm going to get to these bad boys last, because there's only one more thing left in the bag that isn't them. And that is this pair of super sharp cloth scissors. These are very sharp, and they are meant simply to cut bandages or cloth of some variety. They are not really meant to cut other things. That's what I have the knife for. But they are there just in case. Now, we have my tiny emergency medical kit. This has got various sides of band-aids. We've got some ointment. We've got some tape. We've got some alcohol wipes. And then bandages of various size all the way down to I have a few butterfly bandages in here. Just in case, this is my emergency medical, because one never knows when you're going to get hurt. All of that medical stuff fits nicely inside of this little tin. The gray one is medical, and the black one is my... Of course, I actually have it sealed. I forgot I had it sealed. Okay. The black one is for emergency sewing. It is my repair kit. We have a bunch of safety pins. We have black, this is the Gorilla duct tape. The orange is traditional duct tape. We have some very nice bright yellow, and that is theater tape. And then we have a bunch of pins. They're inside a bit of rolled up felt to keep them safe. We have some actual twine, and this is better for actually like doing stuff with than the plastic stuff. The plastic stuff is mostly either to use as a bright, hey, this is where I'm at, or to help with catching things. You will notice that I don't actually have a fishing kit in my bag of holding, because if I need to fish, I better have my bug out bag. I have some Velcro. I have a little threader. Got our little threader going on. Got some buttons. Then I got some thread. I've got some regular old tape too, like this is just Scotch tape. And then I've got a piece of white fabric in here. And this can be used to repair things, hold things up, pair, and again, most of the stuff in a pinch can be used to help with fire creation or continuation. But that is everything in my massive ass bag of holding that is not my bug out bag. My bug out bag is a much larger bag. This bag will, the bag of holding will more than likely be with me when I do bug out, if I have to bug out. It's one of those things that you always kind of hope that you never have reason to flee your home. But, well, we live in the times we live in, and one can never be sure that the next terrible thing isn't going to be a zombie apocalypse or some other massive thing that's going to send you running from your home. So I have my bug out bag, I have my bag of holding. Tim says thank you for coming to have this conversation with us and for sticking around. This is just a bit of the survival stuff that I've always got knocking around in my brain. But thank you for staying to watch. Like, subscribe, follow, whatever that stuff is, so that when I do get back to the journey, you'll be there and you can see it. And thank you very much.